Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
What up, though? It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. And this is the pregame show. How's everybody doing today? Trayvon Diggs is out. All-Pro left tackle Tyler Guyton is out. Their left guard's questionable. Pickens is dealing with a knee injury. He did return to full practice yesterday, and they expect him to play, but will he be as effective? We don't know, because he strained his knee last week in that game versus the Chiefs. They have Malik that's also questionable, and a few others. We have four people out, and the rest of them are questionable. Paul Jones! Amon Ra is one of the ones questionable, and we know that 90% of our guys, when they're questionable, play. So, everybody's listed as questionable. Consider them playing, because if they weren't going to play, they'd say doubtful, because we do list people as doubtful when they're not going to play. I think we're going to use St. Brown more as a decoy with his injury to his ankle as well as his hand. We may, once he stops being focused on, because everybody else opened up, we may see at split end Isaac Tesla. We'll probably see Dan Skipper in there as a receiving eligible tackle, but he'll be in there for blocking. What up, Joe? Right? Rather be fishing Fred. So this is their injury report. That's who's out. Joseph, Raymond, Wright, and Zylstra, which means Rucci, our newest acquisition from the Dolphins, will be playing, as well as probably Ferkser. And then we'll probably call up somebody else. I think we need to send more people down and bring up some of those defensive ends we haven't used and the D linemen we haven't used out of the practice squad. Keith Cooper, Ahmad Hassani. We need help there. I'm sure that Glasgow is playing because he accidentally is better than Cologne. Yes, they did. And he's on the active roster right now. Now the release of Arthur Mallett and Nick Whiteside looks kind of foolish with Terrion Arnold out for the season. I didn't like that. Because Nick Whiteside made some huge plays a couple of those weeks during wins while TA was out. And we are going to miss TK. The Bills got Darius Slay. The guy that's out there on free agency right now is Laken Tomlinson. And I know that on a short week, they probably couldn't bring him in. It's a colon, trust me. Let's get to the keys of the game. We know who's out. It's going to be attack whoever's filling in for Trayvon Diggs. Let's face it, he's had a good year this year. He may get burned a lot, but it's nowhere near as bad as his first year in the league when he was getting all the interceptions and pick sixes because he was awful that year. So please ask me, what do you want to know? What do you want? I think the key is to get Jahmyr Gibbs used in swing passes and more slants. Uh, their linebacking crew was improved with Logan Wilson, and their defensive line was improved with Quinnen Williams. And I think with Tyler Guyton out, we should have Hutch over there on that side feasting on the backup. That way they have to rotate somebody to help him, which takes away another target for Dak. We cannot have the other guys miss out on their one-on-one. They have to get pressure fast. We cannot be taking 4 seconds to get to Dak or longer, like we have over the past 5 weeks since October 29th. I say that because that was when Hutch signed his contract, and yes, he only has 2.5 sacks. But everybody forgets, we only got 2 sacks from the rest of the defense in that time, too. That is a huge part why Hutchinson is failing. He does not have a Rashawn Gary on the other side. Myles Garrett still has the guys on the D line next to him that help him create pressure. You say he needs to start playing up to his contract, but he plays 94% of the snaps. Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, TJ Watt. Do you know what they all have in common? They all play 65 to 70% of the snaps. Therefore, they're well rested and can get to the QB faster. When you're playing 94% of the game, you don't get a chance to rest. We needed to have something better helping Hutch so he doesn't have to play that much. I'm not blaming Hutch because right now, when we did nothing at the trade deadline to get anybody, and I understand Jalen Phillips, they wanted a third, and we didn't have any to give him over the next 2 seasons, so we couldn't do it. I'd have thrown the second. I'd have booted him right out the building on it. I'd have thrown the second. Because look what he did to us. Look what he's been doing since he's been there. He even got the deck in the game they lost. That or I'd have thrown day 3 picks at New Orleans to get Cam Jordan. We needed something. AQM has disappeared. He has a half a sack. Tyler Lacey has a full sack by himself. A guy we never heard of. Another practice squad player. And then Hutch has 2.5. That's all we've gotten out of our defensive line in 5 weeks. It's not good enough. Let's not sugarcoat it. It's a defensive line problem. They're not getting the pressure. Prior to that week, we were averaging 2.5 seconds to our pressure. After that, our average is 4 seconds. That's how long it's been getting to sacks now for the pressure. That's not good. He's in an expiring year of his contract, or he has 1 more year left, and it's not much. So it doesn't matter. We needed somebody. We needed a rental. We still need a rental. And I don't think Chase Young is the right rental because everybody else has tried to rent him at this point in the season, and he disappears, especially in playoff time. So don't miss me with that one. We need something at left guard, unless Mahogany returns next week, because he's been working out with trainers. I hope he does return next week. We needed him this week. Instead, we got to depend on Yodi Awasika all over again. Or Tristan Colon, which is even worse. My prediction is if everything goes right, we win by 6. And it's a 3-point pick'em game now on FanDuel. They changed it because our injuries and their injuries and everything else, but they still have us as favorites at home. We're 4-1 in prime time, but we're wearing the all white because Dallas decided to wear their blue road alternate. And it's about Dallas here in Detroit. For some god awful reason, the NFL let them do it. I got likes by Dave Easton and Mark Elmore here. We also, but we definitely need to utilize less screen passes and more swing passes with Gibbs and Monty. In the middle with Starks and Williams there, you don't get yards. Hopefully Clowney is out. He's not been playing. He's been limited all week because otherwise it's going to be the Clowney and James Houston show. I say hopefully because I don't want them to play if they're partially injured or hurt and get worse. Nobody wants somebody to get worse. Just like we don't want our players to get worse. I don't wish injuries on any team. And every time somebody wishes an injury on another team, guess what happens? We get injured. That's karma. And we're going to have to contain Javonte Williams, who's a bowling ball with legs. He's slowly creeping up there. He's been having a good year over the past 4 weeks. He went from averaging less than 50 a game. Now he's up to 779 yards after 12, which is still just over 50, but he's getting 2 touchdowns a game. So we got to watch out for him. I think that 5-man set that I talked about is the way to go, but it is what it is. If they don't do that, they don't do it. I think a 5-man defensive line set is the way to go. That way you can rotate the linebackers in that one linebacker spot in the middle. You can throw an extra safety or a corner out there and double somebody. We're going to need help in the middle of the field. Thomas Harper's good, but he's not great. Branch is good, but he hasn't been great this year either. He still gets his 2 pass breakups per game. That's the good thing. Somebody was saying that Wicks brutalized him. I was like, you realize that the 2 incompletions that were dropped was because Branch hit him. Amit was covering him most of the time. When he wasn't covering him, he was covered by Reed. And I'm saying Amit gets beat at the line. And that's why he's out of position downfield. He gives him that step to 3 steps and he can't catch up. He's not that fast and he's not that tall and he does jump good, but he's got to be closer to be able to make a difference. Since he came back from the injury, he hasn't been the same corner he was before the injury. The key is protect Goff, give him time, get the run game going on the outside because you're not going to get it through the A and B gap. You're going to have to go between the guard and center, the C and D gap. I mean, the guard and the tackle, because the inside's gone. This is not a Monty type of game. If you can get Monty going, God bless you. But I don't think this is the game where we can get Monty going. You're going to have to contain with the 3 interior offensive linemen on those 2 defensive tackles and be able to get it inside between the guard and the tackles with off tackle plays or end arounds or swing passes. Please, God, no more screens, no more passes behind the line. We also got to get back to that trips bunch when they run one to the other side. We haven't been doing that specific 11-man formation that I'm talking about, where it's trips left or trips right, and then we motion somebody to the other side to take the pressure off of the one side, and then the screen works throwing to the side where the multiple people are. It doesn't work when you throw it to the single side because everybody expects it now because that's what we've done for 2 years. And who knows how Rucci's going to do? And we also got that Giovanni Ricci too on the practice squad. Maybe he'll come up because Berkshire, Horton, and the other guy was just absolutely awful last week. They were our worst rated offensive people other than Cologne and Awasika. I mean, it was that bad. And everybody's saying, "Oh God, Jewel's questionable." He's been questionable for 3 straight weeks. He's played every week. It's been the same injury. It isn't a new injury. It's one he's recovering from. Probably another one of those ones where they're too stubborn to get something done, and it may end up being inoperable later. I don't care. The guys want to be on the field. Sewell is one of our most emotional leaders coming out of the tunnel, and we need that hype. And Goff is a quiet leader himself. And these people that were fine when we signed Goff, but said it was a little high on the money, and I agreed it was a little high on the money. I wanted it more 45 to 50. It ended up being 53. I don't care. That's what they saw the value in. He will be restructured next year. We can't afford to pay him $69 million for one season. But he's been worth every penny. We've been to an NFC championship and we've been to the divisional round now. 12-5, 15-2 since he signed it. This year he actually has a better touchdown to interception ratio. Everybody says, "Oh, where's his 5 interception game?" It hasn't happened. We're in week 14. Right, exactly. And it was another week with an early game. I wish the Thursday games would go away other than Thanksgiving or Christmas. I've been saying it every year. Do the Lions play on Christmas this year? Is it so? That's technically another primetime game. It's the only game on. If we can get pressure up front, the secondary does fine. That's the key to the Lions' corners, man. Minneapolis. It takes pressure. Go back and look. We've only given up one 300-yard passer all season. So don't miss me with that shit. Both teams are scoring good this year, though. Dallas has scored 351 points total this season. The Lions have scored 350. You know what that is? Dallas is the highest scoring offense in their division. We're the highest scoring offense in our division. That's all that matters. You know, break it down. It's zero point 0.1 difference or 0.01, whatever. So it's going to go one of two ways. It's going to be a one-score win for Detroit, or it's going to be a two-score win for Dallas. At least I'm being realistic. I do both sides. If we win, it's going to be like 30-24. If they win, it's going to be like 31-17. That's what I see happening. And it all depends on the play in the trenches. If we're able to protect Goff and we're able to get pressure on Dak, we'll win this game. That's what it all boils down to. Because as long as we're not putting our guys out there in man on an island for 4 to 7 seconds at a time while a QB gets to pick them apart as soon as somebody gets open, that's the difference. So we need AQM. We need Aleem. We need Talik Williams. We need DJ Reader. We need Roy Lopez. We need all these guys to step up other than Hutch. Because Hutch can't do it alone playing 94% of the snaps. Highest of any of the paid defensive ends in the league. He plays more snaps than anyone else. That's the truth of the matter. So yes, we need more rotation. Hutch needs to be able to rest too. The guy has no quit in his motor though. I always do. If we win, if we lose, and if anybody's going to come at me and say, "Oh, that's a bullshit prediction," it is what it is. I try to be realistic. I try not to be a homer. But pressure is the key for our secondary to do well. And no pressure on Goff is the key. No blitzing pressure. Let me be. When he has a clean pocket and a chance to be able to move in the pocket, he is deadly there. And we saw last week he's way more athletic than anybody give him credit for because he ran 24 yards on that Packers defense who doesn't give up yards to mobile quarterbacks. Funny, the least athletic quarterback in the league, we're told, got 24 yards on one scramble. Oh, but whatever. You know what the problem is with the least athletic quarterback in the league? He's 10 times more athletic than those of us that sit on the couch and watch these games. Sick of fans talking that shit. And this is the Super Bowl of our season. This will make or break if we make the playoffs. I'm telling you right now. Because if we go 3-2, I don't think we get in. We have to go 4-1. So that means we have to win the rest of our home games. We have a better record on the road than we do at home. And we only have 2 home games left. This one and the Steelers. And I know Minnesota fans are not talking shit when they got the worst QB rating I've ever seen out of 2 QBs in back-to-back weeks, where if they spiked the ball every fucking play, they would have a better passer rating than they did passing the ball. Please tell me, Minneapolis, you are not coming in here talking that shit. You literally get a 36.9 for spiking the ball as a passer rating, and your cornerbacks in back-to-back weeks had less than a 34. I had Vikings fans come in this chat and tell me Max Brosner's going to be a god. God of what? Turnovers? He had 5 of them. You guys had what? 6 in the game? How many points did you score? Couldn't even honor J.J. McCarthy for being out with a concussion. At least Michigan scored 9 versus that Ohio defense. That was an honorable J.J. McCarthy, because he was no longer on a winning team. I just, this keeps up, I don't know how Seattle's going to win a game or how Minnesota's going to win a game all season. And if they aren't mad at Quezzy, they should be. I said they were going to regret trading away Darnold, and I said they would regret not signing Daniel Jones. And so far, I've been right. I just didn't think the fall off would be this bad. Because I heard KOC was a great quarterback coach. I guess he's only good with veterans that actually know how to play the game already. Let's say. Well, it's about time for me to do the division breakdown again. You guys want to see it? Because I love doing this. I think Minneapolis is going to love it too. Ready for this, Jim? We're going to start at the bottom just for you. Vikings are 4-8 because they got skull fucked by the Seahawks. Next time they say skull, remember that's what it sounds like. We're at 7-5. We are 2-2 in our last 4 games. Please God, let's let it be 3-2 after tonight. At 8-3-1 because they beat us last week. It's FTP. Fuck the Packers. And in first place at 9-3 because they whooped the shit out of the Eagles Friday night. It's the Bears. And I'm coming live out of Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. And this guy is not as good as QB as advertised. Yes, a lot of his incompletions may be throwaways and drops, but it's 58% completion percentage. Holy shit, quit out him. This has been Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. I love this song, and I'm going to play it again.
Rising from the ashes, roaring to the heart. Dan Campbell's lions ready to tear apart. Kneecap biting grit, never back down, never hide. With Smoke and Jeremy B, we take the pride worldwide. With every single play, we're breaking the mold. The strength of Detroit, watch the story unfold. Oh, the Lions are fierce, hear them roar on the field. With Campbell at the helm, our fates finally seen. Smoke and Jeremy beat the voice of the bold. Together we rise, a new legend told.
Breaking news, this just came out per the NFL. Darius Slay, after being claimed off waivers by the Bills, is contemplating retirement. That was just confirmed. Let me pull that up so I can give you the name of what site it came from. Mason 8079. Darius Slay, who was recently added off of waivers by Buffalo, is now contemplating retirement and will not report to the team, per Adam Schefter. Dodge another bullet. Good job. Have a great day, everybody.
Turn it up, it's that time again. Jeremy B. Lines, he's your best friend. Every weekday, Evan, you know the vibe. He's shouting one ride with that rockin' drive. Rolling up the scene, light up that fire. Jeremy's in the booth, taking us higher. With a grin and a laugh, he's got the crowd in a blaze. Smoking out the haters in a rock star haze. The stories that inspire and riffs that will ignite. When one pride echoes, everything feels right. Jeremy B. live every day at 11. Yelling one B ride like we're in rock heaven.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.